Hey there guys, back from a pretty long hiatus. We're taking a look at Rangi. He's playing Div 3, ETF2L as Pocket Soldier, I think. Hopefully I'm not too shitty at TF2, and I provide some decent insight. So let's start off. Fast forward a bit. Okay, so immediately if you're going Valley, it's kind of I don't know, it leads to a lot of problems. I think for the most part, if you're not going underneath or heading closet, you're setting yourself up for disadvantage. Because a lot of times, if you just jump to balcony from diagonal, or just walk to balcony through house, and your medic actually ends up taking the bridge to mid, he'll hook up with a demo and a scout quicker, and he won't get insta-gibbed against certain rollouts by the enemy team as he's climbing up the slope. The alternative to that is if your medic does the jump that lands him on that little lining, that he can jump onto the hoodoo and then jump into balcony. But it requires your demo to do a rollout there, so it kind of restricts things. So in general, if your team's really savvy at kind of working out mids, if you're playing your side, I would encourage you guys to probably work out a house rollout where your soldiers jump from balcony or jump out window and then jump from hoodoo from there. Just because you won't get damaged by a quick demo for one, and then it just puts your medic in a better position. So let's just see how this goes. So you're waiting a little too long here. You're getting here and you're not really, you've been sitting at 300 for a bit, and you saw that soldier underneath, which is pretty much a better opportunity to kind of hit him. Or maybe it was a scout, but anyone down there that's that close, he was in that hiding spot underneath a bridge where a lot of people hide. You just kind of want to punish that. Helping the scout is great, but in general this position's so passive from this scout that he doesn't really need a whole lot of assistance. He can always just back up, and there's no way that guy can chase him. And it's also a little bit beneficial for him to kind of disengage from this fight, because if he comes back in and the scout's already pushing towards you and your medic, then he can shoot him in the back a lot, and it makes it a really easy kill here. So just taking it slow and taking easier damage underneath opens up opportunities for this guy as well as just getting that free damage out. But this is fine. And then you probably wanted to go for more splash there. Now you need to worry about reloading, because I think your med died or he's totally gone from the fight, so you need to be worried about doing as much damage as possible in a short period if you're going to get any kills or get their medic. And I expect you to get flanked right now, so I wouldn't have wasted ammo on that scout. Look at him just to deter him from pushing you, but I wouldn't have wasted much on him. Because I honestly would expect that soldier that was on train to return. But it looks like you guys are, dude, I don't know, that was a really, really weird mid. It looks like your med did drop really early. That's another thing, because you were going up your side, that's the thing I was mentioning during the rollout, he can kind of get insta-gibbed if a scout goes underneath early, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it, because it's kind of like free aggression he can get if you're going up slope. You have to stop him, and that just kind of sets you up to get bombed. So it's really nasty just going up that slope, so I would encourage you to either go under or through closet if you're going to continue going valley. So when I roll out on Badlands, I usually like to take it, like if I'm not close to my med, I'm assuming your med's on left bats or like trash or like just in front of gray. So right now I just check out drop down, because if there's anyone there and they're fighting anyone, you can pretty much just secure a kill there. And coming into a fight, like, you're the last respawn, I'm pretty sure. So coming in this fight really late, if there is anything going on, because I think their med also died, you'll be able to help out the flank a bit more and not take as much damage getting back to your medic, because you can take it a bit slower knowing that you're just covering things. Like right now, if you don't get the pack and they start fighting you, you're at 140 health. See, they're already in. You definitely shouldn't got the pack there. But it totally would have been fine to let the more healable classes just kind of chill with your medic. Like, you didn't really offer a whole lot there, But say if there's a scout pushing drop down, you could definitely deny him, or maybe even pick up a frag if you hit a lucky direct as he's jumping through. But yeah, like you don't want to be poor health getting into a fight as a pocket, because it's just not worth a medic's time to heal you unless he's arrowing you. I mean that's definitely a thing, especially since they reverted the nerf on the crossbow. I definitely like a really coordinated and good team would just strictly be healing with that for the most part in fights, and they're just handing out buffs. But I still wouldn't expect to get a buff as a soldier, just because the chances of it decaying are pretty high, or just getting chipped off. So just mind your health. And yeah, if you're coming into a fight late, you might want to just consider playing a more supportive role. So you have a pick. I think it's a scout. You're jumping in here, that's good. You can't leave here. Okay, so the problem here is you're pushing off a pick. I imagine both Ubers are even. You might be slightly ahead if your team was building, because I think their med died a bit later. But it's really not going to mean a whole lot. So off of this pick, you're just looking to take the healthiest person that is disposable and send them in, and if they get enough damage or create enough room, you could push off of that. But in such a like controlled situation where they had enough time to kind of reset and compose themselves, you're really not gonna achieve a whole lot going at 200 and just like trying to push as a team. Like they will shut you down at the choke, especially since they had two soldiers. They should have been much more aggressive there, and they probably would have gibbed you at the choke pretty easily. But yeah, if you're doing that kind of aggressive jump, you just kind of got to go in. I'm not really sure why they left, because they were even there. I mean, you did a bit of damage to the scout, but as a scout, you know, realistically it doesn't matter. So it looks like, I guess they were building a bit better, or maybe their med died earlier than yours somehow. Yeah, I don't really know your med, so I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention at mid. But yeah, so you guys get Ubered on, and you can't do anything. This is stupid. If you're lucky, you don't get fragged here. You're not going to be able to stop the Spire, especially with the scout coming up. At best, it's a trade. So I'd be spamming from bats. If you hit enough lucky directs, then you can commit. Or just mid-range shotgun, because that can do like 40s and 50s to the scout on Spire if you deter the soldier with some rocket spam. Or just hoping someone comes on flank. Like, if you lose your life here, then you will most certainly like get pushed out. Like, you'll lose last, because I don't think they're med down. Maybe they did, but they'll definitely be able to control lobby now, because you're down, and that's not something, like, you never want to give up territory, especially on this map when it's really easy to just control like everything around last. It's really easy to push out a last, and it's easy to just kind of control areas. So your Doma gets a pick. I think that's a scout. I could be wrong. You should be pushing upper lobby with this. Okay, so they're 2 down. You definitely need to be going. You should be going in first since the medic's on you, just to clear things out, and you should be spamming that just so you don't get stickied, obviously. So, as you notice, your team didn't go upstairs and they went main, so I would assume they had covered left. You need to be covering right with your medic. You could even drop out, drop down to kind of get a tighter push onto Grey Bridge. You just hug that wall and then jump them a bit quicker if they're around. Apparently there's a lot of stickies there. Demo's a little bit bugged out. So they have a sniper now, which means you want to get the fuck into them. You see this scout. I believe the roamer is respawning. You got a spawn wave behind the soldier, and you can't cap there. It's not gonna work. Like, you have to know when the opportunity to cap arises, and like when you get enough kills to warrant more kills, kind of thing. Like, a lot of the times, unless you're completely certain there's not gonna be a lot of resistance, or someone can hold off things while people are capping, you just want to use your advantages to create more advantages that are more timely for you. Like, if you get a bunch of kills on last, you know, you're obviously, it takes you a bit of time to clear everything and get to 2. But because they're a little bit weaker there, they're down a couple people, and they had a sniper there, you can just collapse on them. If you win that fight, you don't really commit your medic, but you have a pretty good chance of winning it. And if your medic's playing well, he'll be in a position where he could clean up backing away or just defend himself and still got a shit ton of heals in the fight if he's playing properly. So you don't really have to be worried about that. But you should be able to pick up all those kills there as a team, and then since you're so close to Spire, that's the situation where it's obvious to cap. So again, you're going up your side. I wouldn't spam rockets down like that. Like, I never expect anyone to be coming from house. Like, if you're gonna spam rockets, spam them towards your closet, because a lot of the times there's gonna be a scout there or roamer there. And in this case, their combo's going there, so if you get some damage down on them there, it'd be great. But this is kind of the opportunity where pushing under would be better, because you could either get under and onto the right, onto these people, the roamer and the scout, or you could start pressuring their pocket and med and kind of putting them in valley long enough for your med to leave and create advantages for the rest of your team. Okay, you should have fully reloaded there. That guy's not going to do anything. I'm pretty sure he was really low on scatter, like 1 or 2. So you could get fully loaded there. And now, this is kind of an easy decision. You either push into the combo, who I think just got mulched by your roamer and scout, but you either push into the combo or you push into this guy. Sitting in the middle here isn't that great, especially when you're spamming rockets like this. If you're just firing one, reloading one, that's fine, just to deter them. But for the most part, you should just be waiting until they actually cross the corner so you get some damage. And then, like, your mech should be positioned somewhere in valley. Or like, yeah, valley. Slope, I guess. And you should just be able to jump to him after getting some damage here if you're really concerned about like a two-pronged attack. And then just shotgunning from afar. So at this point, like, as long as your mech's in a good position, you don't need to worry that much about this guy. Like, this is definitely, you should just shotgun him. There's no point in going for the air rocket. Like, it's really easy to time, like, a shotgun shot as they're jumping like that, and just completely stump their jump. So that's what you should be looking to do, because it's very, very consistent. So, always be watching the opposite way. I'm pretty sure your roamer went diagonal, but just to be sure, your scout just walked out this door. You're going to be able to hear any fight that he gets into, or he'll call something that's close. But you got to make sure that nothing gets behind on your mech and forces him here, because getting forced here is miserable. You should be looking to take last off of this, because I'm pretty sure their med died. So we call the stickies that I think are up there. Just walk into them. Go kill them. Kill the other scout. These are both scouts to kill. Your mech could fuck off and just heal the demo on the right. This is a good jump. You needed to hit that second rocket. You don't, like, as soon as you hit the first one that hard, 90 damage, you just need to make sure the rest hit, and you'll win that fight. You'll at least trade that fight all the time. And pushing to last, trades like that aren't that bad, especially as a pocket, where you're gonna take a whole lot of damage coming through anyway. So that guy made the same mistake you did. He tried to jump out when there was no way of saving it. And he's like, your scout really should have chased him, and your demo could have capped, and your meg could have backed up, and you could have had a pick there. Probably could have taken lobby off of that, but I would assume they're forward holding, so I'd have your med be climbing already. So it looks like you get lobby no problem, except that guy's there. I don't know why you're taking damage right now. If you Ubered, you just need to get healthy and push in, because okay, so you didn't Uber. So in the situation where your meg gets forced there, you're not going to be in a range that's like long enough or short enough that you'll be able to get into last with Uber. So you just want to make sure with the Uber everyone gets super healthy. You know, you can't get spammed out or spammed out coming in. Just take that pick and kind of push in opposite sides away from their medics, so you have a pretty big health advantage. In the situation where you don't Uber, you're going to be Ubering soon, so you don't want to take a whole lot of damage to make the Uber a lot worse. So just kind of questionable jump there. I mean, your medic was so far back you just walk up. So I don't think you're expecting them to have Uber, because you definitely wasted way too much ammo there. Like, shoot a rocket, and especially since you popped them out, just shotgun them down. You always want to have rockets, so that's my main reason for using the shotgun so much, is just you always want to have rockets available to you. Just, it's like what makes Soldier good. Like, the shotguns is probably the better weapon, honestly, if you have good aim, but like rockets just make everything better. Like, it makes your shotgun so much better because you can control areas. So you need to jump that scout. You hit him with 2 directs. There's no reason to just stick. Like, I guess your med died or something. You're waiting for your med, but you need to be roaming more. I don't know. This is kind of different way of playing Pocket, but generally, for the most part, when I was playing Pocket seriously, I would take my 300 and fuck off while still being able to like protect my team, if that makes sense. Like, just take positions where I can get free damage without taking a whole lot myself, and then commit if I see an opening. But you're kind of playing like it's more traditional, like protecting the mech, always holding his hand, and your team needs to be relying on your mech for more heals, and because of that, you need to be relying on him for less, especially as you kind of move up in the divisions. So just be wary of that. I wouldn't take it most people to the degree that I do. Or I did. I don't really play that way anymore because our team's a bit different, but yeah, like, this is great, and then you need to jump again because you don't want to get hit by the sticky, and you can make them look at you. Yeah, I don't know. This is good too. You did a lot of damage. It's bail. If your med's dead, your med's dead. You can't do anything about it. You need to get the health pack right now. You're thinking about the next fight. So I don't really know what they were doing there. They really should have shit on you. Like, I don't know. I don't see how they lose that. Because they should have picked up everyone and your med. But you definitely had time to go into house anyway and pick up the pack. But nonetheless, good cleanup there. You should go bottom right here. No, you just want to go bottom right. If your demo's actually committing here, I don't know. It looks like you're not committing, which is probably the better idea. But at least bottom right, you could get a pick or something. Your demo can kind of control this by himself. Now you're way too far up. You just, if no one else is here with you, just play on the bottle. So you need to get this gun. You need your roamer here. You shouldn't be doing this solo. It's stupid. It's never gonna work. So you need to time your rockets with his. Okay, so he ran out of metal. That's fortunate for you guys. He was upgrading poorly. Pretty much, that's what it means. So you go in. This crits is stupid because demo crits kind of blows online. Like, it's not very good in closed situations where, you know, pyro could be around. You didn't really spot out their other scouts, so he could have been playing pyro. And it's not very good. Like, it doesn't deal as quick damage as a soldier does with crits, so you should have probably taken the crits there, top left or top right. Just because you're going to do a lot quicker. You know, you don't have to wait for the sticky to prime and dead. And it's a little bit more consistent on soldier at those ranges. So just certain points it's a bit better. And this is, you never, like, I don't know, just, I guess it kind of makes sense to off-class as Pocket if you're in a hold, sort of, because everyone else is better at getting healed, but just for, like, consistency's sake, I would let other people do it. Like, it's probably more confusing for your team, so I would let other people do off-classing kind of shenanigans, unless you're, like, going heavy or some weird shit like that. But yeah. So I would have like, if you started pushing under there, you would have been able to damage that soldier a lot before he jumped. So I don't know, just kind of like under always kind of, it's always kind of good. You get a lot of damage if they're going your side. You get a lot of damage if they're going their side. But yeah, this mid's kind of over for you. I would probably try to get to their health pack now because you can't do anything for your, yeah. probably just would have tried to land in their valley and surf off of, or like, not surf, just block the fall damage on one of those like slopes there that are all over the valley near the closet, and just kind of make your way towards their health. Like at that point, like just the way I was seeing it, the mid was already over. There's nothing you could do for your med. You just need to worry about salvaging the mid, and you wouldn't be able to get out at 78 from the position where you stopped. So you need to worry about this guy, because he's obviously going to be the most dangerous to you, not the soldiers you're spamming from afar. And it's also the easiest kill for you to get, so that's the most important thing you focus, because you're trying to kind of slow down their push. So right now, you need to be pushing in. They're 2 down, I believe. So they use here. You needed a rocket jump there just to get out. I mean, it's good that you lived this long. But you definitely could play that a bit better. Like, just rocket jumped out, like a 27 hop just out of there. And you would have been like 150-ish, which would have been better. I mean, honestly, the only reason they won that is because your med was healing you way too much. Like, if he was buffing instead of healing you, probably would have been better. Also, if he had some defensive classes, but that's a little... It's just kind of bad play to rely on that. Can't really push out as well. So this is, like, you don't want to be jumping onto your train early. Like, you can't do shit here. It's just not helping at all. If anything, you should be counter jumping or jumping to a position where like they're landing on you, dude, and the demo's looking right at you, and the scout's coming through closet. You need to be in a position where, like, if you're not planning on dying quickly, you at least do a lot of sustained damage. Like if it's either you die quickly and like do a shit ton of damage, or you're in a position where you don't take that many heals and you do a lot of sustained damage. Which is what I tend to do on mid, so just like find a good position and kind of exploit it. I mean, like, at the end of the day, it's just like all on your medic. If he's playing well, like, he'll only, like, he'll take as much damage as he can without dying, and then constantly distract kind of thing. So if you have a really good medic, then it's kind of really easy. This is the crits, but yeah, it's kind of like medics that bait out a lot of damage are gonna make life really easy for you. And that's the kind of opportunity where if they're kind of jumping him from that distance, where they're not quite on him, where he can really just control the mid. So just let him know about that, I guess. I don't really know why I went on that tangent. But yeah, this crits is coming in. You're kind of making the right decision. I would expect to shoot the demo. You already have a bit of damage on him, although it's going to be mitigated by the heals, because I imagine he's 260 to start with. And but this scout's probably going to get some easy meets on him. So this going for the medic is stupid, because like, okay, so for one, a good medic isn't like, a good medic would be able to read the damage, like read people's movements based on like the rocket damage. And they probably take the corner wider than that, so they wouldn't get hit by the second rocket. So you'd probably die and your scout buddy to a crits here from the soldier that was still getting crits. Yeah, just make sure you get the demo there and head to the right, but for the most part that was a good decision. You see how your scout was focusing him too? You never want to kind of split focus like that. And you were lucky to get the medic there when you didn't really need it. Like, it wasn't at... Well, in general, if you're desperate, I wouldn't be going for the medic. I wouldn't have defined that as a desperate situation, but for the sake of consistency, I would always focus the damaging class first. Okay, so just shotgun him because his jump was really bad. Like, just that angle, you already see him. Just should be easy shotguns. And then, yeah, you did some work there, but like obviously they opened up a lot of space for their team. Demo fights. Yeah. Let's shoot pipes at each other and miss a lot. Demo fights are really weird. It's hard to hit other demo men. Mostly because they don't have an agenda, I think. Yeah, that fall damage is unfortunate. You should be getting with your medic because, yeah, he's not with anyone. And you're losing out a bit of Uber there, and since their med died, it might actually matter. So I don't know what the fuck that was, because as soon as you hit him for 70, you just need to hit him. Like, you just need to hit him, period. Like, you don't need to go for fancy directs or anything. See, that too, you're reading them incorrectly. Like, okay, so your mech should be good enough to dodge him if he goes there. And then in general, like, so you shot him to, like, aim at directing him if he fell off the platform, but you could just splash him off the platform. And that'll fuck up his aim, and then give you an easy shotgun. And in the situation where he backs up, you'll direct him. Like, you want to go for those kind of plays where either option they can take or that just covers all the options that are available to the player. And you miss those a lot, especially on scouts. Like, you just kind of assume that they're gonna all in you, like W plus M1 style. And even like coming from an all-in scout who just kind of walks in, not many people do that. Like, they'll back up and then go back in. So just be wary about that. So yeah, they should have it about now. Yeah, so they're coming in. You guys realize that pretty well. You need to be starting getting into them. Okay, this is shit, dude. They're Ubered. You're not gonna do anything there. So your medic definitely should have come with you, but you should have been trying to damage people behind the medic, the people that couldn't get flashed. So the demo man and the scout behind him probably would have been prime targets there. Alternatively, yeah, you could save Uber, but in general, I like saving Uber if you can not draw people, which you definitely could have saved everyone, but maybe the demo there. There's just a bit of confusion, and that's why you drop so many people. But it's very, very hard to get Spire back, so especially with I think the little time they had on it, I probably would have Ubered there, since the Uber was so bad and your medic wasn't in the position to 100% get out. It probably would have been better to Uber there. So I like that call there. It just sucks that your medic who wasn't on the same page. So don't drop down here, because you can't do shit when you're on the ground. You're just gonna make it really hard for your mech to heal other people. Obviously, you took a shit ton of damage, and the scouts that are really necessary right now aren't getting the heals they need. You're lucky that these people aren't looking at you, because they would have fucking mulched you. And yeah, you really didn't add a whole lot from dropping down. Like, you got that frag on the soldier, but honestly, he and his teammates should have destroyed you as you walked through the door. You were at like 60 HP or something. Just shot him. You hit him for 60, he's not buffed. Yeah, you just have this obsession with, like, rocketing and shit. I don't know, my rule is, like, the more you switch up your weapons, the harder it is for scouts to kind of deal with you. And, like, if you hit one rocket, I just finish them with a shotgun. Like, you already have more health than them. And, like, if you drop them that low, it should be easy. That guy maybe through the last. You should have taken it slower there. Both the scout and the demo were easy shots. Not that it really mattered. Like, I don't know, they should have kind of won that a bit earlier, so it was kind of in vain. Alright, let's see how this make goes. So this is a bit better. You're kind of taking it, just rock. Okay, you fucked up there, man. It's like you're just doing the opposite, the right thing sometimes. Like, if you're ever gonna be able to hit two people, you want to rocket basically. Like, um, or like surf into them so you can meat shot them. But like keeping your distance, not the best idea against a demo man. And then like just a situation where you have to be close to avoid the demo man damage, which makes the scout damage a bit more potent, means you should probably be rocketing. It's probably the first time you'll hear me say that. The last time, I guess. Whoops. So you should jump through. That was good. Don't know why you shot the wall. I don't know what your team's doing. Shotgun. Yeah. Now jump that soldier. He's gonna be on the right spy or he's gonna be gone. But he's an easy kill. That demo, on the other hand, is perfectly healthy. This is silly. Like, they just should have that sticky. Or, like, I don't know, it just, you will get forced there and it's not going to be pretty. Like, this isn't going that well for you. I probably would have tried to pick the, like, you just want to take what's given to you. You just find the closest person and shit on them. And in that case, it was the roamer on Spire. And that's what you want to be doing with 300 on Pocket, just moving around a lot. You probably didn't want to use your Uber there to take Spire since you got that scout pick. Because their scouts could just kind of tap the point over and over again. Sad days, soldiers, and yeah. That was just a clipping issue, I think. That, I don't know. That's fucking weird. Both the scouts are behind. So yeah, when you respawn, you're gonna be sitting on flank. You should be sitting on flank. You shouldn't be trying to jump them. They're already moving. See, okay, this mech shouldn't be jumping like an idiot for one. Two, everyone could have heard your rocket jumps. The mech should have been like, just get out of dodge, you know. But yeah, just like the best thing you're gonna do there is just get a frag on flank. That's your the best situation, the best outcome. Now you want to drop behind the medic and start pressuring these people or push in upper lobby. You're not going to be able to do anything here. Like, this never should have happened. Like, they should have just gone on you. You never should be able to got to shoot, anyone that, like, yeah, everyone should have just been, like, Ubered. So, like, the best thing you got is forcing the medic back or killing people that are outside the Uber and coming back in. Like, you can't really protect the point against a good medic. Even if they have to flash off. Like, they'll just push into you, the team. And the medic won't let that guy drop. So, like, you're just, I don't know, it's a shitty situation, so, like, your best luck is just making the medic move away from the point or killing people away from the Uber, so it's not as easy to kind of abuse, like, swapping Uber. Yeah, that was, I don't know, I think I did pretty poorly there in terms of insight, but roam around a bit more, but do more, like, low risk plays, you know, shit that you know will work because you're in corridors. You can abuse, like, killing scouts and stuff. Use your shotgun a bit more wisely. So mostly as a tool to conserve rocket ammo, and consider your mids a bit differently. And I think that most of the time in your Ubers, you should be looking to get away from them and give more to your team. It'll help them out a lot.